It's Jan O'Brien back with you for week 3 of our real estate team building series. We are going to talk about team models today. And yes, I know it's Labor Day. And I wanted to kick it off today by saying, first of all, happy Labor Day. And hopefully you are, if you're not watching this right now, you're out enjoying yourself, which you should be doing. Typically in our business, in our real estate business, we find that a lot of people work on holidays because that's when a lot of folks are off and can do that. So if you are out there working today, we're happy that hopefully you're going to find some time to, or maybe you found some time this weekend to get a little bit of balance into your life, because that is one of the benefits, by the way, of building your own team. Whether it's a small business, period. If you are building a team, if you're thinking about creating a team, for one of the reasons many people do it is to find some balance in their life, to not have to work 60, 70 hours a week. And that is what I thought about today, coming on live to chat with you, to say, I hope that some of you are taking the time off today so that you can enjoy, a little bit of time off. It's not about working 60, 70, 80 hours a week. It's just not. You need to find that balance. And team building is going to do that for you. So today I want to talk about types of teams, but as a quick review, how do I like to kick things off every week, is making sure you really are in this mindset of owning a real estate business. If somebody asks me that question, what do you do for a living? I am so happy and proud to say, you know what? I'm a co-owner of not a real estate business, a real estate coaching company, but it's more than that. Matt Emerson and I are co-owners of a small business, and that small business is called Wandering But Not Lost Enterprises. And you know what we get to do? We get to do what we're passionate about, and that's to support people like you who also want to run your business as a true business. So we work with real estate, small business owners, we do life coaching, and we also, Matt in particular, talks about travel and getting up and getting out. And so we're really inspired by, you'll see our theme. You'll see in the background right here, that's Half Dome in Yosemite. We're inspired by the national parks and getting up and getting out and doing something with your life that's more than just your business. So we're excited that that's what our company's all about. And so that is what I want to say to you when someone says to you, what do you do for a living? Then you say, I own a real estate business. Rhonda Goodman, you say, I own a real estate insurance agency. And it's the power of that gets you starting to think like a business owner. So thanks everybody for coming in and joining us. Maybe we should do more of these on the holidays. I think we're going to get more people coming in and joining the conversation. Make sure if you have questions to chat them to me. I'm monitoring that as I also talk to you a little bit today. But just as a quick recap, we're in tip 3 today, but in tip 1 we talked about 2 critical keys to team building success, and that was to hire talent, mainly your administrative assistant, and a team manager if you're going to build a larger team. Then we talked about implementing effective systems, right? And then last week in tip 2, we talked about the 4 archetypes: the entrepreneur, the manager, the individual contributor, and the hobbyist, and where they fit. Well, here's what we're going to talk about today. I want to take us down a path of, there's lots of ways people do this team building thing. And I want to chat a little bit about it and talk about, what is the difference between when I say partnership, informal team. I want to explain all that. And by the way, we always put more content and a replay of this video up on our blog. I'll remind you of that at the end here. It's realestateteambuilder.com/blog. But if you just go to realestateteambuilder.com, you can click on the blog. You can see the content and the replay of the first 2 tips. And later today, we'll have this one up as well. All right, so first thing, partnership. I work with a lot of folks who are just literally forming a partnership, which is one form of a team. And you may end up, a team can be anything that you want it to be, by the way. It doesn't have to be this big, huge mega team that has 50, 60 people on it. It can be whatever you want it to be. Sometimes 2 people or 3 people decide that they want to work together and form a partnership. Now, there's some really important things in our training program, in our real estate team builder program. We actually have all of the agreements, and we've put together a checklist. If you're thinking about forming a partnership, you really need to consider and go through a whole bunch of things. And I like to tell this little story here. When I was managing for years and years, and I would have agents come to me and say, John and I want to get, work together and form a partnership and do some joint marketing and so forth. And so I used to joke with them and say, okay, guys, here's the deal. I need you to not only date, but the analogy here is you need to live together before you get married. And the thought here was, and this is really important, because a lot of people join forces, just like in relationships, and in the beginning it's like that honeymoon phase and everybody's all happy and it's all good. And then what starts to happen is time goes by, and then if people aren't communicating clearly and they weren't clear what the partnership was all about, you'll start to see people will start to have some animosity, or I feel like I'm doing more work and the other person is not. And you just have a lot of I love that. Hank is saying I'm completely against not taking time off. Okay. All right, that's like a total double negative there, but that's intriguing. Okay, so partnerships are critical if you're going to do it, that you work together for a little while and you feel it out and you then put everything in writing, okay? You must put everything in writing and be clear about who's going to do what. And we have a great guideline for that, and we would support you if you need some help with forming a partnership. Now, partnerships might turn into then building a team. It might be you and another person. I've helped people that have 3 partners, and literally they split the duties and then have buyer's agents and assistants and so forth working with them. So that's a partnership. An informal team is what a lot of you do, okay? Now, informal teams don't work in the long run. And what I mean by this is someone who's doing an informal team is literally, oh my gosh, I'm so busy, I have so many leads, I'm just gonna give them to people that are out there in the bullpen or people in my company, and I'm gonna give them leads, okay? Here's the challenge with that. That can work as a stopgap measure. That can work as something that helps you right now, maybe until you sort of get your things in order and you maybe reach out and get us to help you to build your team and put your systems in place and hire that first assistant. That can work for you, but it's only a short-term fix. It's a Band-Aid on the situation. Because here's the deal. If someone is not fully on board with you and on your team, if they're not really working with you and there's that, they're a cultural fit and they really are committed to working with you, then I just want to ask you a question. You hand somebody a lead and they start getting busy and have a business that comes their way, and then you're doing a lead with them, maybe it's 60-40, whatever the split is. What are they going to put more priority on? Okay. Obviously, always it's their own business. And so what happens is the accountability of the leads when you're doing an informal team and you're not really formalizing it. Now, some people like doing this because they don't want to deal with the team. They don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to put the systems in place. And so they'll do that. Now, it's just going to be as effective as the people that you select and the accountability systems you put in place to follow up with your leads. Okay? So that is the informal team. Now, most of you listening and most of the folks that we work with, I would say, are Rainmaker teams. Now, what's a Rainmaker team? This is the traditional top producing agent, generally a listing agent, who builds a team. Okay, so that to me is the Rainmaker team. Someone who has got a lot of listings, has been in the business quite a while, has put their good systems in place, probably has an assistant. And ultimately, as the team grows, they may end up having more than one assistant. You could end up having specialized assistants, a transaction coordinator. Maybe you're leveraging your company's TC. Then you have an administrative assistant who's helping you with listings and all the other personal things that you need to get done for your business administratively. You could have a marketing assistant. You could outsource some of that. You could have a virtual assistant helping you with marketing, for example. So the Rainmaker team generally has those things in place, or they're working on it. And then they hire generally buyer's agents. Now, I'm not saying that a Rainmaker team leader wouldn't also hire agents who would let them take listings. That is the decision you have to make as a Rainmaker team, by the way. You have to decide whether or not you're going to, what are the duties on the team? Are you going to hire just buyer's agents? Are you going to let the agents that you hire do listings or not? And if do they have to refer them to you, as an example? These are all sort of the procedures that you have to set up and decisions you have to make when you're choosing the team, the type of model that you want to do. The fourth type of team is the traditional brokerage-style team. Now, this is a very, very unique team. Hello, Mona Phillips. Thanks for joining us on Labor Day. I'm excited to have you here and excited to do some work with you in the near future. So traditional brokerage style teams are this. We actually have a client at WBNL Coaching, the Brock and Realty Group that we're working with, who's a perfect example of a traditional brokerage style team. Very unique, and very few people are able to handle this. Now, Rich Brocken is this. because he has had in his mind a long time, I've known for quite a while, he has had this vision of creating a traditional brokerage style business within a company. So he's the true definition of a brokerage within a brokerage. Now, what do I mean by that? He hires new people. He hires new people because he has systems in place. He has a training program. He has managers. He has a system that he has constructed that we've helped him with in putting his systems, even taking the systems up a notch, so that he can hire people that are brand new to the business. Now, if you've been listening to these tips or have watched me in the past, you know that I generally tell agents that are building teams, do not hire brand new people. Do not hire brand new people unless you're ready to handle them. The only way you'd be ready to handle them would be if you had a traditional brokerage style team. Now, what I mean by that is he has splits. The people are on splits. They can move up on the splits. He does leads, but he mainly does training and mentoring, and he has like a 10-to-1 ratio. I mean, he has over 100 agents that are on his team in different offices here in Las Vegas and expanding into California right now. But it's got a ratio of about 10-to-1, and that is like a good ratio. Now, what are the downsides for him? The downsides are, as we talked about in the previous weeks, 10 people get into the business. How many are going to make it? What's the answer, everybody? Most people generally say 2. Now, I will tell you, in a good structured team environment, much like the Brocken team has, that could be 4 to 5, because not everybody's meant to be in the business world. And there's a lot of structure and a lot of support and a lot of training and a lot of mentoring. More than 2 and 10 make it. That has been his numbers. So very unique. A traditional brokerage style team is the one that kind of hires a lot brand new people, can really support them, and has all of the tools and support, plus they're leveraging the company's tools and supports to then have a complete team. I will tell you that most of you are probably going to go more with the Rainmaker team, which is a smaller version of that. You're hiring people who know how to write some contracts but fit. Remember last week we talked about what's the right archetype, and that individual contributor is the person who knows that they're not an entrepreneur, and they know that they want to be part of your team, and they're going to appreciate it because they've been out there, they've done it, and they know they're going to fit into your team environment. Because in the traditional broker style team, you don't know how, in the 10 you hire, you don't know who's going to make it or not. Even if you end up keeping 4 or 5 of them, you're putting a lot of energy and resources into training and trying to figure out who fits. All right. Now, the last team, we're very excited. Again, I'm using the Brocken Realty Group as an example because we're assisting them in their expansion with the behind the scenes. We're supporting them. We're helping them with putting a lot of their systems in place and as consultants and coaches to help them be successful in moving this concept to other markets. And that's what expansion teams are all about. So just imagine what you could do if you really have the desire to duplicate what you do. Now, here is the absolute key to expansion teams. It literally will fail every time if you don't do what those 2 critical keys are. You have to have talented people in key positions, and you have to have the ultimate in systems. You have to have systems that are duplicatable, that can be run from wherever your hub is. For the Brocken team, it's here in Las Vegas. But if he has the solid hub that he has with the key people in the right positions and systems that are easy to duplicate, meaning leveraging things like Google Drive and online access and online training and other things that he has, then he can literally take his model and place it in another brokerage, within his company, which is what he's doing. And it's easy to support when the systems are in place. Now, if you have designs of, I'm going to open up an office here and an office in this other state, or even within your own market area. See, that's kind of cool because you could be in a market area in California or wherever, and you might want to service where you work now and then put a team in another area that potentially could take care of, that's just a little outside of your market area. Now, the key to that is a team manager, okay? So when you have this expansion team model, really is all about hiring a team manager, a team leader. I would almost call that person another team leader. You're the ultimate team leader. You're the CEO of your company, and you are going to now hire team leaders who are going to manage that new market area that are going to adapt and use your systems, and you're going to be the hub of activity with your core people, your core staff, supporting those expansion teams. There's a lot of things that have to be worked out with that. If you're in the same brokerage, it's licensing issues, of course. If you go from one state to the next state and you want to maintain your name, you're going to have to look into the licensing issues. You're probably going to have to get a license. There's lots of ways to make that happen, and it just requires a little bit of consultation and sitting down and looking at that, okay? So that's a quick overview of the 5 types of teams. That partnership also I would throw into that. Families work with a lot of husband and wives, mother, daughters, or whatever, people that are related working together. That's a form of a partnership that then decide maybe to have other people that are, whether they're related or not, on the team. That informal team, remember, doesn't always work. It's kind of, to me, more of an interim measure when you're getting your systems in place, where you're sort of just, referring business to someone informally. The Rainmaker team is the primary team that we see most of the time, and that's the agent that's like yourself, probably most of you listening, that are a top producing listing agent, and you're wanting to leverage having more time, being able to take like a day off today, and have systems and people in place that can handle things while you're out of town or taking a break, or just maybe you're working on other things. You're not always the person who has to be in charge of everything. Remember that traditional brokerage, very unique, serious systems. If you're going to hire brand new people, you have to be ready to train them and support them and figure out where they fit. And the expansion team can work for a traditional or a Rainmaker. Again, always comes back to the 2 key things: the right people and key systems in place. And you know what? We are all about that at our company. This is what we do at WBNL Coaching and realestateteambuilder.com. We just want to remind you that we have literally a turnkey product at realestateteambuilder.com. Go check it out. Give me a call. Reach out to me. I'll be happy to chat with you about it. It is literally A to Z. We call it team building in a box. Everything that you need, because here's what we know. You guys are busy and you do not have time to build the systems. You know what it is. You kind of know what you need, because most of the people that reach out and talk to me about coaching them have either started building a team and they're a little bit lost and they need some help putting these systems in place. Well, we've done that for you. We have packages that will combine coaching and consulting along with the actual program. Literally, we've already recorded all the videos. There are 6 modules. I think there's over 50 videos and bonus videos in here on how to use technology, to 111 documents. We have a complete operations manual template for you to use, because that is critical to running your business, and any business owner needs an operations manual. We actually have a 90-day training manual that you can take and customize to bring new people on and to customize. So it's all about taking what we have for you and customizing it. So we have laid the groundwork. We have built the infrastructure that you need. You don't have to take any time other than take what we have and customize it, and you'll be well on your way to building a real estate team. And if you're not ready to build a team yet, then we invite you to go check out WBNLcoaching.com. We have a 30-day free trial, folks. For 30 days, you can jump into our other site, which many of our folks that are building a team do both of these, and we have a package that gives you both of these, because I find that a lot of our clients still need to put their basic systems in place. And remember, you have to build the systems first so that you can have agents plug into what it is that you're doing, okay? So check out WBNLcoaching.com, where you can try it for free for 30 days. And then it's $44 a month. And what you get with that is every month I do 2 live trainings that are recorded. We do a group coaching. We send out monthly marketing materials that you can use to send out to your clients. So this system is great for people building a team or not building a team. And then we have online training that walk you through those 10 core systems that you need to have in place, whether you build a team or not. You need them for yourself to run a successful business. Remember, you are a business owner, a real estate business owner. And realestateteambuilder.com is where you can find out more about our team building product, our complete turnkey solution to help you build a team. If anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I don't see anything that is in here in the feed. I'm going to check it really quick. Thanks for everybody joining today. I wish everybody a happy rest of this holiday weekend, and we'll see you next week, 10 o'clock, right here on Facebook Live. Bye-bye.